I remember being in computer science class. I think I was in the 10th grade. Mm-hmm. And I just remember these rumors and people saying that something had happened. So it's like, because it was like in the middle of the morning, I felt like when the first sort of situation started going. And so we just heard rumors about, and you got more information as the school day went on.
Yeah.
When I finally got home, you started seeing all the news footage, and I just remember sitting on the, I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and we were literally just sort of processing it and watching it on TV, and having them replay the scenes where you literally are seeing people. The news anchors were reporting news, and then the second the plane went into the building, like right behind them, and just to see their reaction, like in that moment, it was just like nothing I had ever seen before. So, but yeah, that's what I remember.
Okay. How do we create a better, stronger, faster America after any apocalypse?
I mean, I feel like it was unprecedented, but I think at the end of the day, for me, what America showed is that we are able to work together if we really want to, and to get through all of that red tape. First response, all of those people, you didn't have time to figure out who was in charge. Somebody had to give the directions, and people just needed to do what needed to be done. So I think we demonstrated a lot of that. And then all of the protocols that came after, as far as like TSA, like Homeland Security. I think, all of that came out of it. And they got that up and running very quickly after. So it can be done.
Yeah.
But it's working together.
Any ideas on that?
Yeah, I was listening to Nick talk about his answer. He hit the nail on the head, really, about being willing to listen. I think we're all very good at talking and telling everybody what we think, and I think we need to stop and listen a little bit to what some of the other people around us have to say.
Wow. Yeah, you're not on camera.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Handsome, but you're not on camera.
I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you,
Oh, you're
sir.
welcome.
You want to keep your name off right there? Okay. You guys, sir.
I don't want to be on the
Okay.
My second son was born.
On today. Wow.
So he's 20.
Wow. Congratulations. Yes. I did find out that over 300,000 children were born on 9/11 in America.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Congratulations. Okay, guys. I'm going to see this table.
And there's so much confusion. I'm looking around, we find out that the Pentagon had been hit.
Okay.
So in my mind, I didn't know the essence of like how the government worked. I thought all government was in the Pentagon.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about my dad.
Okay.
And that something happened to my dad.
Oh, wow.
And not hearing communication, all of a sudden about 2 hours after we were in the multi-purpose room, my dad appears in there. And he's picking me and my brother up. And so I'm like, well, thank God. But now I'm still processing what's going on because there's traffic everywhere. I lived in D.C. on Bowling Air Force Base.
Okay.
So the military base was going crazy. You see tanks everywhere. And I remember my dad had the news on the radio. And we're just listening in of like planes crashing, people dying. And we got home and the TV's on. It's just, you just feel the weight of just darkness, of pain, misery. And as a kid, I'm processing all of that. There's an overwhelming sadness.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I was.
Oh, wow. So what are your ideas for a better, stronger, faster America after any apocalypse?
Well, I hope you say this when I run for president.
All right.
So honestly, transparency, honesty, and patience.
Oh, good.
Sometimes the issue that we have right now is that we have so many different experiences happening all at once. We're talking about history, And there's not enough patience or grace or understanding that's allowing us to work through the painful parts.
Yes.
So we really, for us to be stronger as America, we have to be willing to work through the tough parts together. Be willing to have the grace and the patience to understand each other, but also be okay with just listening. Sometimes we talk too much and we don't listen enough intently. And that's why there's so much miscommunication about where we're feeling all the civil unrest happening, the craziness with the presidencies happening and the elections. When we say the democracy of America is being attacked, it's the fact that I don't think we really understood what democracy means as a family. And so when we approach America, we have to look at it, this is my family.
Say that again?
This is my family.
Okay, yes.
And we have to look at it in that way, that some of my family, they've been through a rough history in our family history.
Yes.
Some of my family has had a great time, have great history and great connections. How can we help create a sort of space or an environment that allows us to heal, allows us to understand each person's pain, each person's healing, and walk through it together?
Oh, wow.
Family. That's America.
Yes. Awesome. Yay. Thank you, Dr. Williams.
Soon to be president.
And those who came to the aid of those who were able to evacuate. It was truly incredible and really brings you to tears to hear so many of the stories. As we take a look at the site, we can see it under beautiful blue skies today, just so clear, so crisp. And what a poignant moment throughout today to be able to see the sun shining brightly on those who came here to remember and to reflect on all that they have been through.
Okay, so we're asking two questions. Where were you on 9/11, and how can we create a better, stronger, faster America after any apocalypse?
Okay, I was in the womb.
Okay.
I was born about like 6 months later.
Oh.
Yeah. In like terms of just like crisis reaction for that. I mean, 9/11, like the whole community came together pretty much to take care of that, or not to take care of it, but to like deal with the damages and like help the families and stuff that were all affected. So I feel like we did pretty good the first time around.
Yeah.
Just like that same crisis management and like community bonding would probably be helpful for future emergencies.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. All right.
I wasn't born yet during 9/11, but my uncle was in New York at the time, and he remembers being on the street and, you know, like all the debris and the people being terrified. So what was the next question?
How can we create a better, stronger, faster America after any apocalypse?
I feel like the best way to create a stronger America would be to stick together and not divide.
Okay.
I feel like that's the way to handle anything. And yeah, basically. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Okay.
So when the 9/11 happened, I was back in my country in Colombia, so I didn't really live through it, and I was really small, so I don't remember anything. Then eventually my parents taught me about it, you know. But I feel like when it comes to the security in the airports, they have to be more careful with also Americans coming from different countries now, which is foreign people, because when I come from my country to America, they're really complicated with people that are, you know, they're not from here, and they search you, they search your bags and everything. But I've seen what he's from America, and they just let them through easily, and that could be also, you know, something that an American person could also do. You never know.
Yes.
So I think it should be equal for everybody, but also more secure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anything from you, sir?
No, I totally agree with her, because when I went to Colombia in like 2019, like 5 times, and they just saw my passport, like, okay, you're free to go, because I have an American passport. But you know, for someone like her to come to the United States, they're gonna check every single thing. Like, oh, you're from Colombia, so let's check literally everything. Let's check your pockets and everything.
Do you
It's
have
just
any drugs? Do you have? And just because I'm from Colombia, they're
Mm.
really.
so pretty much, yeah. Just treat everybody equally, not because of the color of your skin or where you're from.
Okay.
So I
Thank
think that
you,
will
guys.
definitely make things better in America for sure.
Yeah.
Especially what we have been through with everything, like with last year, 2020 and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that will make things better.
Yeah. Thank you guys
You're
so
very
much.
welcome.
So when the 9/11 happened, I was back in my country in Colombia, so I didn't really live through it,
Mhm.
and I was really small, so I don't remember anything. Then eventually my parents taught me about it. You know?
Mm.
But I feel like when it comes to the security in the airports, they have to be more careful with also Americans coming from different countries now, which is foreign people, because
Mhm.
when I come from my country to America, they're really complicated with people that are, you know, they're not from here.
Mhm.
And they search you, they search your bags and everything. But I've seen what he's from America, and they just let them through easily.
Mhm.
And that could be also, you know, something that an American person could also do. You never know.
Yes.
So I think it should be equal for everybody, but
Yeah.
also more secure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anything from you, sir?
No, I totally agree with her because when I went to Colombia in like 2019 like 5 times, and they just saw my passport like, okay, you're free to go because I have an American passport. But you know, for someone like her to come to the United States, they're gonna check every single thing. Like, oh, you're from Colombia, so let's check literally everything. Let's check your pockets and everything.
Do you
It's
have
just
any drugs? Do you have? And just because I'm from Colombia, they're
Mm.
really.
so pretty much, yeah. Just treat everybody equally, not because of the color of your skin or where you're from.
Okay.
So I
Thank
think that
you,
will
guys.
definitely make things better in America for sure.
Yeah.
Especially what we have been through with everything, like with last year, 2020 and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that will make things better.
Yeah. Thank you guys
You're
so
very
much.
welcome.
Family and I. So I have a picture as a newborn, right, witness to Twin Towers. And this impacts me a lot because I'm actually a person of brown skin color living in America. I think how we can include this is to recognize that we're all one. And instead of going after Americans all together, we can unite as Americans and go after a bigger, enemy together.
Wow. Impressive.
For me, I don't have like a specific story myself, but my dad used to work in DC.
Oh.
So on the morning of, he was driving like right past the Pentagon, like an hour after, like an hour before it happened, and he had to like rush back home. Everyone's calling us from home, like it's a.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, on 9/11, I was driving my 2-year-old daughter to a play date to play with her friends that are twins, and I was expecting my second-born child. So we heard it on the radio, and I met my friend at the park, and then we both just decided it was not a time to play. So we drove home, and I just sat on my couch and just cried all the day. And my husband came home from work, and it was a grievous day.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what the day was.
Wow. Understood.
And my poor child is now.
Do you mind face?
For this, can I just do audio?
Okay, that's fine.
That's cool. You're recording? Cool. I don't remember where I was on 9/11. I was 1. I do remember that I was in daycare and my parents rushing to get me. I'll say that I guess I never really learned about it until a couple years later. It was always a thing I knew that happened because like adults were always talking about it and it came up on the news, but I didn't understand why it happened and the ramifications of it and how it's affected like the entire world we've grown up in, because it was very different from the post like pre 9/11. Like it's like we now live in like a surveillance state where the government can just do whatever they want, or send drones to different people to different countries that kill people. So it's definitely made things like I think like the stakes, at least for Americans, like personally, have gotten a lot higher since 9/11 because like it's made our government freak out. So I was watching like a Netflix docuseries on it recently, and it was really weird, like and interesting watching how the people in power at the time were immediately like, revenge. We're gonna strike back hard. There was, I mean, you might have seen the interview with I'm forgetting the vice president's name at the time.
Cheney.
Dick Cheney. He was on TV and he was talking like he was in a Tom Clancy novel, and he was like, we're gonna have to undertake certain clandestine operations, and we're gonna have to achieve our goal no matter what, and we're gonna be in the muck. We're going to be, really like, going through certain backwater networks to find the people who did this. And it was like a couple of days after 9/11, and he was on TV like, I'm a cowboy, instead of calming down the nation after they just watched 2 skyscrapers collapse on live TV. And it was just, I feel like that has just precipitated the way everything is now, especially with the way like the Republican Party is now, kind of, where people just say crazy stuff because they know like it'll get an emotional reaction. So yeah, I think
not only from like the people of America, but also from the other people who did that to them. Like they'll know that if it's on live TV.
Yeah.
So it's just like kind of like makes everyone like more angry and stuff. Not even, I feel like it's not even like a smart thing to do at that point. It's like the way it's kind of, I don't know. I don't remember 9/11 at all too. I was like almost like 1 year old. But my sister, I know she was just like in elementary school. It was like kind of near-ish to Pentagon. So I remember like it was just like scary for my parents, and they like got her and stuff. Or maybe they had like a lockdown. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's all I have to say for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the New York Times the morning New York Times had an article on that recently, yesterday, about 2 tragedies of 9/11. Like a double tragedy. Because George Bush did have a freedom thing where he could have galvanized us to not be dependent on foreign oil. And it kind of did the opposite.
We just sent a bunch of young men over there to die for foreign oil.
Yeah, and that's where I don't get into conspiracy theories, but I want to listen to what you guys have to say about a better, stronger, faster America after any apocalypse.
I think like working together collectively.
Okay.
I don't think our current system of economics is working for most people. I think that if we were to go into an apocalypse scenario and then just keep doing what we're already doing, we would very quickly end up back in a similar situation where there are very few people on the top with all the power who would be able to save themselves, and everyone else is just like thrown to the wolves, basically. And I think it's very much intentional, but it can't be like that if we're going to survive.
Right. Any ideas, sir?
I disagree with that. I don't really have anything else to say on top of that. I had to think for a minute for that.
Okay.
But I appreciate you asking this.
Oh, great. Thank you. So, where were you on 9/11, and how can we create a better, stronger, faster America after any apocalypse?
I was born in 2001, so just a few weeks before 9/11, we actually took a trip to the Twin Towers, my family and I. So I have a picture as a newborn, right, witness to Twin Towers. And this impacts me a lot because I'm actually a person of brown skin color living in America.
Okay.
I think how we can include this is to recognize that we're all one. And instead of going after Americans all together, we can unite as Americans and go after a bigger, enemy together.
Wow. Impressive.
For me, I don't have like a specific story myself, but my dad used to work in DC. So on the morning of, he was driving like right past the Pentagon, like an hour before it happened, and he had to like rush back home. Everyone's calling us from home, like, is everything okay? We heard what happened in DC, blah blah blah. But I do agree with what she said, like definitely just being a little bit less judgmental and understanding each other, like it just will create a better America for sure.
Oh, great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.